Well, so in this session, so we'll learn some more aspects relating to that relating to the accountancy. Right, first one here, a bookkeeping. So bookkeeping. So let us see what is this bookkeeping. It is the process of recording the financial transactions and events of a business, and it is a part of accounting. So actually it is a process of recording the financial transactions, whatever the financial transactions taking place in the business. So those financial transactions and as well as events, so both are recording. So that recording process can consider as bookkeeping. Simply to say, a recording process is considered as a bookkeeping, and it is a part of accounting. Actually this is a part of accounting, right? So next one, accounting. So most of the students are thinking that both bookkeeping and accounting are same, but it is not same. There is a differences between bookkeeping and as well as accounting. So see, now come to the point of accounting. In addition to bookkeeping, it also includes summarizing, interpreting, communicating the financial data to the interested parties. Thus accounting is a wider concept than bookkeeping. So it means after bookkeeping takes place, it means recording of financial transactions and events of a business taking place. Then next one, the summarizing part can be done in accounting. So summarizing part can be done in accounting. Actually summarizing means calculating the results of a business. Calculating the results of the business is considered as summarizing part. Then next one, interpreting. So interpreting means exhibiting the results to outsiders. So providing results to outsiders, and communicating the financial data to the interested parties, and sending the information. Communicating in the sense transforming the financial data to the interested parties. So interested parties are business, any other businesses, investors, creditors, bankers, government, all are the interested parties. So this function also a part of accounting. This function is also a part of the accounting. So now see, accounting is the process of recording a classification, summarizing, similarly interpreting, communicating the financial results. It is the process of accounting. So this is the process. So a complete process of accounting. So accounting process are recording, classification, and summarizing, interpreting, and communicating the financial results. So this is what accounting. But bookkeeping is restricted to only recording of financial transactions. But accounting is not restricted to recording of financial transactions. So more than that involves in the accounting. Now come to the point of accountancy. Accountancy being a discipline is wider in scope as compared to accounting. It refers to systematic knowledge of the principles and techniques which are applied in accounting. It explains how to maintain the books of accounts, how to summarize them, and how to analyze and how to communicate it to the users. So actually this is a subject. So simply to say, it is a subject. It is a subject of knowledge or subject. It is a subject. It involves principles and techniques in doing accounting process. So it involves the principles and techniques in doing the accounting process, or while doing the accounting process we have to know something, that something is considered as an accountancy. We have to know something, that something knowledge, some knowledge is considered as an accountancy. So here it explains, it provides the information how to maintain the books of accounts. What are the books of accounts is to be maintained, how, in what manner it is to be calculated. So summarized means in what manner it has to be calculated, and how to analyze the calculated portion, how to analyze the calculated portion. So, and how to communicate it to the users, how to communicate it to the users. All this knowledge can be providable or available in the accountancy. So in accountancy. Well, so next one, systems of accounting. Systems of accounting. Actually, accounting can be done in two systems. That is single entry system. One is a single entry system. Second one is double entry system. Double entry system. So actually a single entry system is not a scientific one. So it is unscientific system. Actually single entry system is unscientific system. And it is not accepted universally. The system is not accepted universally. I am telling about the single entry system. So there are two types of systems of accounting. One is single entry system, another one is double entry system. Now I am explaining the details about the single entry system. So the single entry system, it is a unscientific system and it is not accepted universally. Because it is not scientifically proven. So see, the system is generally followed by the small business firms, very small business firms, or small business sellers are using this single entry system. Actually, what happens in the system is the transactions are not completely recorded. So transactions are not completely recorded. So in this system, transactions and events, not only transactions, so transactions and events are not completely recorded. So see, suppose if the person or a businessman who follows this system, he may record whatever the transaction is important to his business, that only he records. He records in the books of accounts. So in case if he may feel this item is not, or this transaction is not important to me, important to my business, so simply he may reject to record the transaction in the books of accounts. Suppose a small example for this one. See, generally in the business, fixed assets are using properly or regularly. So generally in the business, fixed assets are using regularly. So for utilization of a fixed assets, a business has to record some portion of consumed value in the books of accounts. That consumed value is considered as depreciation. So see, suppose a furniture is using in the business. So regular usage of furniture may lead to decrease in the value of asset, so a business has to record that decreased value in books of accounts in the form of depreciation, so a small firm, small business, small seller, he don't know the point of depreciation, so he simply ignore this point, so this type of system is considered as a single entry system. So simply to say, single entry system is unscientific system. It is not accepted universally, and the system is followed by small business firms or small sellers. So even we can see a retail shop owner maintains this single entry system. So in this system, transactions and events are not completely recorded in the books of accounts. So whatever the transaction is important to that business person or seller, he may record that transaction in the books of accounts only. So some of the transactions may ignored. So actually in the system, sometimes one aspect will recorded. One aspect of transaction may record. So see, I'll give small example. Suppose goods sold to a customer, for rupees 10,000 and received cash from him. So actually in this transaction there are two aspects. One is cash aspect, another one is sales aspect. So one is cash aspect, another one is sales aspect. Here the business person or business owner may record only receiving of cash amount. That is, cash comes into the business. So cash comes into the business as rupees 10,000. He may record only one aspect, that is cash aspect. So like this, whatever the priority as per him, so he may record the only aspects in the business. He may leave another aspect. So actually in the accountancy, we should record both cash aspect and as well as sales aspect. Two aspects should be recordable. But in single entry system, so business owner may leave the another aspect and he may record only single aspect, that is cash aspect, right? So this is what single entry system. So sometimes he may record both aspects. Sometimes he may leave the entire transaction and event. Right. So next one, double entry system. Double entry system. Actually, this double entry system is a scientifically proven system. So it is scientifically proven. It is scientifically proven or proved system. And this system is accepted universally. This system is accepted universally. So actually the system follows by most number of the business people. So most of the business people or most of the businesses are following this system. Most of the businesses are following this system, Most of the businesses are following this system. And in this system actually two aspects are recorded. Under this system every transaction records in two aspects. So under this system two aspects of a financial transaction is considered, and that is debit aspect and credit aspect. So and the system can be considered as complete information. So accounts of complete information, it will provide complete information in accounting. So the system provides complete information in accounting, process. Actually, so this was introduced by, the system was introduced by, double entry system was introduced by Luca Pacioli was introduced the system. Luca Pacioli was introduced the system in year 1494. The system was introduced in 1494. Actually, he was a Italian merchant. So for recording his business related transactions, he used this system. So the same system is during this business era. So all were started to follow the double entry system. So this is what about the information relating to double entry system. So once again, it is a scientifically proved system, and the system is accepted universally. Most of the businesses are following this system, and under this system two aspects of financial transaction is considered, that is debit aspect, another one is credit aspect. Another one is credit aspect. And here the system provides a complete information in accounting process, relating to the financial transactions and events. So this was introduced by Luca Pacioli in the year 1494, and we can consider him as father of accounting. Luca Pacioli is considered as father of accounting. So this is what about the double entry system. So actually here two aspects are considered means. So in previous point here I said two aspects, that is debit aspect and credit aspect, both are considered. So it means, so see, if we take this one as example, so in this transaction there are two aspects. One is the sales aspect, another one is cash aspect. So in single entry system, so the business owner may consider cash as important one, so he may record only this cash related item only. But in double entry system, in double entry system, this cash aspect and sales aspect both are recorded in double entry system, because these two things are very important. These two things are important for the transaction. So see, in double entry system, one aspect is receiving aspect, another aspect is giving aspect. In double entry system, in every transaction in the double entry system, one is receiving aspect, another one is giving aspect. So another one is giving aspect, So if we take the example, this one, so cash is receiving, goods are going out. Cash is receiving, so receiving aspect is cash is a receiving aspect, and giving aspect is a goods. So here we consider it as a sales. So these two aspects can be recorded in double entry system, or as per the double entry system, right? Well, next one, so we'll enter into the next topic. Well, approaches to accounting under double entry system. See, in the process of finding profitability and financial position of business, to analyze the dual aspect of each transaction, two approaches can be followed under double entry system. So actually for finding of profitability and financial position of the business, it means for finding the results, either profit, finding result, that is either profit or loss, and for knowing the financial position in the sense, assets position and liabilities position of the business. Assets position and liability position of the business is considered as financial position of the business. Results in the sense, either profit or loss for the business, So for finding these two things, there are some process. So these process can consider as an approaches. So there are two types of approaches that is followed in double entry system. So one is accounting equation approach or American approach. Through this approach, they may find results of the business, or they may find financial position of the business. And second one is traditional approach or British approach. Traditional approach or British approach. So in this way also they will find the results, either profit or loss of the business or financial position of the business. So these two are the approaches of accounting, approaches to the accounting under double entry system. So one is equation approach, another one is traditional approach or British approach. So now, well, so first of all, I would like to take the second one, traditional approach or British approach. So this is the universally following approach while calculating the business results, and financial position of the business. So once we completed the process in this approach, then I will explain about this accounting equation approach. Then again I will explain about the accounting equation approach. Now I would like to take the traditional approach or British approach related accounting process. So for calculating of financial results, for calculating of the financial results of the business and as well as financial position of the business. So this one is universally accepted one. So universally accepted and universally following, because when compared with this accounting equation approach, the traditional approach will provide the complete data, complete information, and it can be easily understandable each and every point. It can be easily understandable in each and every point. But accounting equation approach, it is little bit difficult to understand the transactions which are recorded in the financial books. So for this reason, this traditional approach or British approach or most of the businesses are following. Now come to the point of, let us enter into the traditional approach of or British approach, right? So see, next topic here is continuation for the traditional approach. So continuation for traditional approach, how financial results can be calculated based on this traditional approach, right? So here there are some stages or there are some process of accounting in double entry system through traditional approach, through the traditional approach. Through the traditional approach, right? First one, journal entries. First stage in accounting process, journal entries or subsidiary books. So in this stage, what happens? Recording of financial transaction takes place. Recording of financial transactions takes place. Recording of financial transactions takes place. So with the help of vouchers, so we know what is voucher. So voucher means it is a documentary evidence. It is a documentary evidence for the actual financial transaction takes place. So actual transaction takes place. So recording of financial transaction is the first stage in the accounting process. So next one, after recording the financial transactions either in journal, either through the journal entries or subsidiary books, a second one, that is ledger. So here what happens? So classification work has been done. So classification of recorded financial transactions. Classification of recorded financial transaction takes place. It means here in journal entries and subsidiary books, so all the transactions are recorded, that is sales, purchase, expenses, incomes, so all are recorded sequentially. So all are recorded in a chronological order in the sense date wise. So date wise recording. So irrespective of their classification, whether it is a by dividing the sales in one side or dividing the income related items in one side, so they are not dividing in this recording part. So but in ledger part they subdivided the totals of single item, that is all the sales are recorded at one side, and all incomes recorded at one side, and debtor related transactions recorded at one side, and salaries related recorded in one side. So So in ledger portion, this type of in ledger portion, the classification of recorded financial transaction takes place. Next one, third part, that is trial balance. So this trial balance part is meant for summarizing the ledgers, or summarizing the financial transactions. So it means in trial balance, it provides the entire ledger balances. It provides information relating to the entire ledger balances. So next one, trading and profit and loss account. So this portion is also relating to the summarization of financial transactions. Summarizing in the sense calculating the result. So in trading and profit and loss account, so summarizing the financial transaction. Summarizing in the sense here calculating the results is considered in trading and profit and loss account. And next one, last one, that is balance sheet part. So in this balance sheet part, it shows the financial position. This part is relating to showing the financial position of the business. On particular date. So that is assets values, liabilities values. So assets values and liabilities values can be shown in balance sheet part. So up to now, the summarizing and financial position part have been completed from journal entries portion to up to the balance sheet. So after completion of this process, the information is to be communicated. This information is interpreted. This information is interpreting to the public. So through their websites. And same has been communicated to the users. So interpreting means exhibiting the results, exhibiting the position. So that is what interpreting. Communication to users in the sense transformation of or transforming the whatever the financial reports generated to the users. Whatever generated, it is to be communicated to the users. So users in the sense, so government, investors, public, general public, employees, creditors, banks. So banks, all these are users of accounting information.